So much hair. Hello, hey guys. Recent favorites, as usual, as always, I'm gonna start with a book that I've been loving and a podcast. Both of these have to do with creativity and giving yourself permission and not being afraid and how to just do things and how creativity basically stems from doing and working and very, very hard, persistent, hard work. Persistent hard work. Good one. All right, gonna start with that and move on to beauty products that I've been loving. So let's just jump right to it. So the first book that I want to talk about that I really love, this book is actually recommended by Scott Fairbanks. I did a video with him on how he was an aspiring social entrepreneur. Actually, no, he was living the dream of a social entrepreneur, and he woke up one day and was like, wait, I want to be a chef. And then he enrolled in culinary school. It was a lot more, there's a lot more to that story. So if you want to watch it, I popped it up in that corner right there. And so this book, that was a really big tangent. How to Fly a Horse by Kevin Ashton. Kevin Ashton, if you guys haven't heard of him, I'm pretty sure you guys haven't heard of him. You guys might have heard of Internet of Things. He coined this term in the 90s. He coined a term that is now being used very heavily in Silicon Valley and in the tech world and in the world in general. And if you guys don't know what Internet of Things means, it's just a network of connected devices or connected things. So for example, smart homes, you have your Alexa Echo or Alexa Dot, and you have your Nest. So these are examples of home, like smart home internet of things. And then you also have your smart watches, like your Apple Watch, or in the future, your refrigerator will know when you're out of milk. You can just ask Siri, hey Siri, do I have milk at home? And Siri will be like, no, Rowena, you do not have milk at home. And it probably, hopefully by then, Siri won't sound as robotic, which I think for the new iOS update, it doesn't sound as robotic anymore. But guys, I'm just going on a lot of tangents today. How to Fly a Horse, the secret history, let me just put this up. The secret history of creation, invention, and discovery. So the premise of this book is, I love it because it goes and debunks a lot of myths of how creativity or like works of art comes from a spark of inspiration, when in reality it's usually a culmination of months and months, if not years, of hard work. Like you just spend so much of your time focusing on this one thing, trying to solve this one problem, and because you're living it, because every single day this is what you think about, eventually you will come up with a solution. That's exactly what this is, and this is exactly what I've been saying on a lot of these videos that I do on creativity and on starting, you know, to do something creative, like starting your own YouTube channel. It's just, you just got to start and you just got to put in the work. And as with anything that you do, the more you do something, the better you'll get at it. Or maybe you realize you're not the best at it, but within this process, maybe 10 new doors will open for you to pursue or try 10 different other things. So in essence, the book covers how there is no magic or myth to creativity and to discovery and to doing things, right? You just have to do it. Take one step in front of the other, leaps, not bounds. It's one of the chapters of how day by day you learn, you grow, and the more you do that, the more you put one foot in front of the other, the better you'll get, and the closer you will be to where you want to be. A really good example is James Dyson, the creator of Dyson. We now know them as like the vacuums, like the ball vacuums, and now there's the hair dryer that looks really futuristic. There's like, it's like a donut but on a stick, and you blow dry your hair with it. Apparently it's really good, but it's like $400, so I don't think I'm ever gonna get it. So James Dyson, he created 5,126 prototypes of the first vacuum he wanted to build, which was the cyclone-based vacuum that didn't exist before, but now every modern day vacuum has. 5,126 for him to perfect the prototype and create the first vacuum of its kind. What if he gave up after 2? What if he gave up after 15? What if he gave up after 127? Because I think I would have by then, right? But no, 5,126. It just goes to show again that creativity is a culmination of steps, and you just have to walk it if you want to get to where you want to be. So this book to me was just a really good reminder that for anything that I'm doing with this channel, for everything that I'm doing with work, for everything that I'm doing with my life, with like my personal life, of how I want to better myself, of how I want to improve, if you take creativity out of this, you can literally put anything with your life in its place. You want to be successful, it takes time, it takes patience, and you just have to start doing. If you want to be more whatever, fill in the blank, right? You just need to put in the work. And it's surprising how a lot of people, myself included, for the longest time, it's like I didn't want to put in the work. If I'm being completely honest with myself, like I would much prefer to just sit at home, watch Netflix, watch my shows, not do anything, eat ice cream, and just call it a day. Like it's not like I worked hard anyway, right? Like it's not like I worked so hard that I needed to take a break. I didn't work at all, and I wanted a break for every single living, breathing moment of my life. So this, again, great reminder that with anything that you do, that I do, that we do, it's if we want to get to where we want to be, we can do it. Anyone can do it. It's there, right? The path is already there. We already know what we're supposed to do. We just have to do it and get off our bum bums. So I feel like the next thing is pretty relevant to everything that we just talked about. The Tim Ferriss podcast with Debbie Millman. So Debbie Millman is a design, how do you say? She used to be the president of AIGA, which is like a really well-known design association, and she's like one of 5 women in the past 100 years of its history to have held that position. She co-founded the first master's program in branding at the School of Visual Arts in New York City, and at one point during her tenure as a designer, if you walk into a grocery store, she touched at least 20% of the products you'll see. So for example, Tropicana, Hershey's, she had a hand in the design process or the branding process, and she helped Burger King with the global rebranding process. So this is just to show you that she is legit AF, and this podcast is so, I was gonna say riveting. It's like deep, it's powerful, it's empowering, it's very sensitive and raw and beautiful, as with I think a lot of these podcasts that Tim Ferriss has done. But even he himself said this is probably one of the most important podcasts of mine that you'll ever listen to, and has nothing to do with Tim and everything to do with Debbie, because she opens up so much about her personal life and the struggles that she went through, of how she was sexually molested when she was younger, of how she never thought she was good enough, she never thought she was pretty enough, she never thought she was smart enough to do any of the things that she wanted to do. And just the way that she is so, you know, when someone's speaking, even if you don't see them, you can visualize the person speaking by listening to them. And it just sounded like she had a smile on her face the whole time. She was chuckling, she was laughing, her tone of voice was it's like she's made peace with all of those things that used to really, like, the things that took her to a really dark place and kept her there for a long time. She's definitely made peace with it, and the way that she can so openly talk about it, and the way that she's so open with sharing and so giving of her knowledge and her wisdom is just, it's great. So in this podcast, I cover a lot of grounds, from how to give yourself permission, how to overcome rejection, how to accept yourself and love yourself. And that's like the key takeaway that's, I think, threaded through this whole almost 2-hour long podcast. Yes, it's super long, but it is worth your time, I promise you. Just so much about giving yourself permission, so much about not being afraid, so much about being afraid but still doing the things that you're supposed to do. And I think a really great takeaway from this podcast is she does a class exercise with her students, because she is a teacher at the School of Visual Arts in New York City. It's a writing assignment. You sit down, you think in 10 years, so today is July 4th of 2017. So July 4th of 2027, what will my life be like? To me, this is what I think. Where are my parents? Where are my cousins? Where are my family? Where are my friends? Who are my friends? Is there someone special in my life? And if there is, who's that? Do I have little baby Rowenas running around? Do I, am I still working at things? Is this still happening? Is, whatever. So you just sit down and you dream as big as you want, and you dream as hard as you want, and you just write down, like, what is my life going to be like in 10 years? For some of her students, they would write like a 20-page single-space novel, and if that's what floats your boat, do that. If bullet points works better for you, do that too. And I'm gonna link this down below. A listener of this podcast actually created a little website that pulled out the excerpt of this specific exercise that she talks about. So she got this exercise from Milton Glaser, who was her old teacher, and he is a world-renowned, one of the most famous graphic designers of all time. He had her do this exercise, this writing assignment. She did it, and after a decade, she looked back, she's like, wow, it's insane, and it's amazing, and it's wild and crazy and magical that almost everything I wrote down came true. And when she started realizing, she's like, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna have my students do this. And students have been coming back to her year after year, 5 years, 10 years, however long, and be like, Debbie, you're like, this is crazy. How is it possible that whatever I wrote down, like, it actually came true? So this is a really great exercise that I think is worth trying for everyone. And like I said, I'll link it down below to someone actually typed out like the prompt and what she said. So that wraps up the creative book learning process. Thank you for joining me for that. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm gonna real talk really quick. Sometimes I get kind of insecure, or like I think about, wow, I talk for hours and days on these like books and podcasts that I hope people will like, but like in reality, I know like where people are into fashion and beauty stuff, so it's like, okay, well, like, do I make more of those videos and more of these videos that don't get as many views? And just and it's like voices in my head going back and forth, like, no, you started off doing this, you're gonna do that. Anyway, just want to say, like, for those of you who find this interesting, find this worthwhile, like, please share with me your thoughts, or your favorite books, or your favorite podcasts, just things that you've been enjoying, that you've been nerding out about, because I'm always looking for ways to expands my brain, and it'll be lovely to have more of these conversations with you guys. So yes, do let me know your thoughts, and do let me know what kind of books and podcasts you've been reading. And next we will move on to beauty products. First thing I want to talk about is Ole Henriksen's 3 Little Wonder sets. So I am super grateful and thankful that these are gifted to me to try out. At night, I use the Invigorating Night Transformation Gel with the moisturizer, and then in the morning, I use the Truth Serum with the moisturizer. And let me just start with talking about this moisturizer. Having grown up in LA, having grown up in Southern California, the weather is almost always the same. It's always dry and always kind of like hot and mild. So I never had to change up my face routine too much. But moving to New York during the summers, it's like really humid and you get glistening, and I don't think it's glistening, like glistening from sweat, and you sweat a lot and it's just constantly humid, and in the winter it's super dry. So this is like transforming into, this is perfect for summertime in like places of high humidity. It's super lightweight, it's super sheer. Like at night I just put it on my face, and usually during summertime I wake up in the morning with like a layer of gloss on my face. But for this, I wake up in the morning like I can just walk out the door if I want to. My face, this is the product of using this set for 2 weeks. Very good, very nice. The second thing I want to talk about is the Caudally Beauty Elixir. So I've been reading about this for, I don't know, ever since like 2008 when I started following Rumi, who I was obsessed with, but now I I think she's you know, to each his own. We all are walking on our own paths, and sometimes people go different paths, right? But I've known about this product for a long time, and I didn't start trying it until very recently. And as you guys can see, it's like, it's almost done. In the morning, I use this first, and then I use the serum, and then I use the transformation cream. So this, it's like scents of eucalyptus and being in a wild prairie, and it is lush and beautiful, and the sun is out. I don't know, like, this is just, it's so refreshing. Some actually dripped onto my leg right here, and it's just like, even just this touching your skin and your face, it's so nice and refreshing, and it smells so good. It's like the perfect scent you want to wake yourself up to every morning, which is why I love it. So I spritz like 4, 5 spritz on my face in the morning and like tap it. And the good thing about this is just you can either use it as a mist for when you're out in the day and you just want to freshen up your face, or I love using this as a toner. I know there's like a lot of different uses for this, so these I love. All right, the next two products are from Sol de Janeiro. The first one we're gonna talk about is this Boom Boom cream. So it looks like Brazilian bum bum cream, which is for your bum bum and the rest of your bod, but it's actually pronounced boom boom. So this is infused with the all-powerful guarana extract. Guarana. How do I pronounce guarana? Guarana. Anyway, this is the guarana. It's a native climbing plant to the Amazonian basin, and the seed of this plant contains twice the amount of caffeine found in coffee beans. It claims that it's supposed to help tighten, firm, and tone your buttocks, which I'm not sure if it's like a scientifically FDA approved statement, but I do really like the texture of just, it's very, I don't know why doing this, I don't know why I thought doing this would help you guys. There are subtle, like little glittery things in here that makes you shimmer in the light, which I'm not that big of a fan of because I don't like being a shiny vampire, but smells amazing, does what it's supposed to do. All right, the next three products are all lip products because I tend to do this thing where I like go down this rabbit hole of things that I really like. So if I want to find a solution for my dry lips, I will try out 10 different lip products and just keep the things that work for me. And these next three are what's been working for me. So the first thing, similar brand, it's the same brand as the Brazilian Boom Boom cream. This is the Brazilian Kiss lip butter. It is amazing. I feel like it smells even better than the Boom Boom cream. Every night before going to bed, I'll put like this is what my lips look like before moisturizing with this lip butter, and then this is what my lips look like in the morning after moisturizing my lips with this lip butter. And it's just, it's so supple, it's so soft, it's so moisturized. It's what any girl can ask for with any lip products. It works. It makes your lips look fuller. It makes your lips look more like pouty, and it also helps intensify the color of your natural lips. Is it more pink? So this is amazing. Yes, this is amazing. This is great. The next two products, one is the Drunk Elephant Lippy that I may have talked about in the past. The only gripe I have about this is like it's pretty small. This is what it came with, and I haven't even, that's how much I've used, and that's all they have in this. It goes on very evenly and very smoothly, but a lot of product comes off and it's used up pretty quickly. And this is like $20 to $20 something, so it's pretty expensive for the amount of product they give you, but like it works. There is mangongo nut oil, avocado seed oil, and peptides. So I'm not sure what the first one is. Mongongo is a highly polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is known to remain on the skin longer than saturated fatty acids. Okay, so think coconut oil. So I think this is just highly moisturizing. And I also, this is what I put on at night on the daily. This is what I put on during the daytime, multiple times throughout the day. And there's this very fragrant, sweet, like very subtly sweet taste to it. So yes, and it also helps like the plumping, the moisturizing, the making your lips look fuller than they are. Not like a lot fuller, but like this helps. But if you do want your lips to look a lot fuller, there is this Josie Maran Argan Lip Stain Plumping Butter that is not focusing. So there's these, and it looks like this. And then on the cap, there's like a little bee. What this does is it does sting a little. The subtle stinging that like kind of feels good. It's like tingling sensations. I read through the reviews because there's some mixed reviews about like this doesn't do its job or like it does and it's amazing. So what you're supposed to do after you put it on, you're supposed to I go like you have to kind of work it into your lips for it to like come out. And before filming, actually, I put this on before filming, and I really love it. I wear these on days where I want to accentuate my lips a little, or like before going out, before putting on lipstick or lip liner or lip things that I rarely put on. I will throw this on under just so my lips are more pouty. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Give it a thumbs up if you thought this was helpful or good, and props to you if you watched it all the way till the end. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.